What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be talking about the starter cards in NBA 2K21. Do I have the game yet? No. But do people have the game? Yes. I'm not entirely sure what I can and can't show. I'm going to show one screenshot of the starter cards because that's been kind of shared around everywhere, and I don't know exactly when, what sort of thing there is with game footage. Because I know I've seen people post screenshots and be fine, and then I've seen people getting strike down for footage, and also I just don't know what the story exactly is with how 2K are going to be striking down things. So basically this video, I'm probably going to upload this a little bit after I record, but probably a bit before the game comes out to the public. But yeah, so in this video I'm going to be talking about which starter is best to get in NBA 2K20 Myteam. And a big thing when it comes to these starters is you have to look at alternatives. So with all these type of cards, it's like you gotta look at the other cards that play the same position and do similar things. And if the starters are better than all the alternatives, especially alternatives you can get for free on the first day, that's the player you should go with. So as you guys can see on screen right now, we have got the starter cards. So the 5 starter cards are Allen Iverson, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Garnett, and Shaquille O'Neal. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining what each of them are likely going to be. Again, we haven't seen the full stats for any of them, and also what basically what other cards play these positions. So Allen Iverson, first of all, a 6 foot tall point guard, which is not really ideal, especially because you do get, everyone that pre-orders game, I'm pretty sure, gets a Sapphire Dame Lillard. So you've already got a card that's probably not going to be as good as the fully evoed Iverson, but again, he's a 6 foot tall point guard. As well as that, Stephon Marbury is one of the TTO or TT offline rewards by the looks of things, which means that, and he's not even the final one because JaVale McGee's the final one, which means that you can get him probably for 200 or so wins, maybe 100 wins. And 100 wins, like, it's a little bit of time, yeah, but it's not like it's absolutely like game-changing amount of time to get a Stephon Marbury. People will be getting him the first day or two, especially when the servers just aren't going to work. A lot of people are going to be getting him. As well as that, if you look at, say, the domination awards, I'm not even looking at the like super tough domination awards to get. I'm looking at just the normal ones, and there's like Dante Exum, Shake Milton. So there's a couple of half-decent point guards here. And also, for completing regular dom, you got Nick Van Exel, who's going to be better than Allen Iverson. So Allen Iverson, there's going to be a lot of alternatives. Next up is Dwayne Wade. And I'm telling you this right now, as Dwayne Wade base is not good in 2K21. Dwayne Wade was the be-all and end-all. It was the be-all and end-all in NBA 2K20. However, I'm telling you, it's not the same for 2K21. I've seen it a few times. I've used him in the, I've put it on a custom player. It's not it. It really is not it, lads. That Dwayne Wade base, it's just not it. It's kind of back to the way it was in 2K19. As well as that, the 2-guard position appears to be the most stacked of all the positions for budget guys, mainly because of one guy. The Emerald Token Reward Klay Thompson comes with Silver Range Extender, also comes with Bronze Clamps. You might think, oh, it's only Bronze Clamps. Trust me, these aren't Evo cards. You can kind of half Evo these cards up. Dwayne Wade might not be. Dwayne Wade is an Evo card, which means if he doesn't have Clamps, he's not eligible for Clamps. As well as that, Klay Thompson can be boosted up in those badges. And as well as that is a going to be much better shooter than Dwayne Wade. As well as that is 3 inches taller. So you've got an automatic better option probably there. So yeah, I think in general, Dwayne Wade would be, he's probably the Vince Carter of this year's packs, the ones that I would just kind of dodge at all costs. And at the end of the day, not the biggest deal in the world if you want to pick him. If he's your favorite player, go for it. Next, we have got Carmelo Anthony. So Melo's strengths, he's 6'8", and he can play the 3. He's also a moderately good shooter. Weaknesses, he will step inside the 3-point line like 90% of the time, because it's unlikely he'll be able to shoot from too deep, And normally with guys with Melo's release, if they're hugging the 3-point line, they will step in. Whether it's in the corner or on the wing, they will step in nearly every time. And that is, for me, that's a deal breaker. Especially because I don't really want to run through my small forward. I just want him to shoot shots. That would be a deal breaker. However, it all depends on what your playstyle is, not gonna lie. But looking at the token rewards, it's not like there's any like majorly good token rewards that are lower tiers. But at the end of the day, there still is going to be some pretty half decent ones. Like looking at the Sapphire rewards, you can get yourself a Bonzi Wells, who I know is going to be pretty good. A Deshaun Stevenson, who I know is going to be very good. Luke Walton's going to be pretty good. So there's going to be a pretty decent like 3&D type wings that you can use. And I just think for my playstyle, I wouldn't necessarily go with Melo. But at the end of the day, if you are a Melo fan, the likelihood is that he's going to be one of the top two rewards. Then at the power forward position, there's Kevin Garnett. So Kevin Garnett is, again, he's going to be a really solid card. He's going to have really good length at that power forward and probably center position. If you can only play one and play power forward, that's a little bit of a negative because he won't really be able to shoot the ball. Even if they do go and give Kevin Garnett, say, a 73 ball, you will probably struggle with that slow release. However, defensively, he's going to be the best of all these cards. I'm pretty confident of that. However, I think most people would rather run a shooter at their power forward position. And it all depends. If you plan on running a sniper at the center position, you can probably get away with using a Kevin Garnett for the start of the game anyway. So maybe that could be a positive there. Then we are on to the center position, and it's Shaquille O'Neal. So looking at Shaq, alternatives to Shaq, there are no giants in the token market this year. There is no Boban, there is no Sean Bradley, there is no Mirsan. There are no giants in the first two tiers of the token market. Yeah, there's a Myers Leonard, you can shoot the lights out in Emerald, but there are no giants. You know what that means? You're not going to be, well, there's not going to be as many, quote, just ultra dominant players in the game like there was last year. We all remember just how dominant those the Mirasans of the world were, and the Sean Bradleys and the Bobans. But that's where this Shaq comes in. I'm telling you, post hooks, especially with those big men, normal NBA big men, they're not going to be playing defense. Like, Shaq's post hooks are going to be dominant. They are going to be absolutely dominant. So anyway, yeah, that is the 5 cards. Now I'm going to talk about each of their strengths and weaknesses and which one each of their strengths and weaknesses a little more briefly and which one I'm going to take. Allen Iverson's strength, he's going to be the fastest of them all. He's probably going to be the best shooting, him or Melo, as well as that he's going to be a decent enough going to the basket early on in the game. Dwayne Wade, he'll be a decent slasher. I don't think Dwayne Wade will be up to much, not going to lie. I think he'll just be a way worse version of the Amethyst from last year and probably won't be able to play point guard. Then at the small forward position, Melo steps inside the 3-point line on his release, but is a solid option. Don't get me wrong, Melo, really solid option. Then Kevin Garnett, best defender, but offensively probably the worst. And Shaq will not be able to shoot a lick. If you have Shaq on your team, you better be running through Shaq, otherwise he's worthless. Probably the best pick and roll player, big man, gonna be the best dunker of them all, gonna be the most dominant player. So who would I choose if I were you? For me, it all really depends on what your playstyle is. I would say, just looking at like objectively, it's going to be between Shaq or Melo, the two that we already knew. I think the other 3 all fit a role, but I do think you can get other players very, very easily that fit that same role. So I do think Shaq or Melo are the best options for picking up with your starter card. Which one am I going to pick? I do not think I'll be using my starter card. I don't think any of these will be as good as they say the Ruby Derrick Rose from last year. And I think it's mainly because we know how to play the game. Last year, had we known how to play the game, everyone would have just used Charlie Ward at point guard at the very start of the game and just clamped up Derrick Rose. But I think, honestly, that Shaq is going to be the one that I pick because I think I'm going to just post cheese the first couple of days. I think the servers are going to be iffy. I'm just going to dump it inside and just try to dominate people inside. And then surround Shaq with a bunch of shooters. Play like the Stan Van Gundy, Dwight Howard Magic style. I think there definitely could be some great slashing point guards that could be usable, could be more than usable. However, I think in terms of playing online, the one that's going to benefit me most is Shaq. As well as that, the one that's probably going to benefit domination the most will be Shaq. Even though I think domination is on Hall of Fame, I do think his presence as a center will definitely help a lot with domination. But anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. These are the starter cards. Which one should you take? I think you'd be making a mistake not to take one of Melo or Shaq. However, Kevin Garnett could be pretty decent. He could be pretty decent. Depending on your playstyle, Kevin Garnett could be pretty decent. But in terms of the average player, I think you're going to get probably most long-term success out of Carmelo Anthony. Because again, Iverson's just too little. Like we're getting a Dante Exum 6'6" point guard in the domination awards. That 6-inch height advantage is going to be huge. And with the way post hooks are, you're just going to be able to dominate him inside with a 6-inch height advantage. It doesn't really matter. Like Iverson will be a liability. As well as that, Dwayne Wade's release. Unless they make Dwayne Wade's release super fast. If they do make Dwayne Wade's release super fast, I have to take that back because he probably don't have range. But I think that it's going to be between Shaq and Melo. So anyway, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rocking. When I link with ball point, you know it's not.